Hi everyone, welcome back to my journey testimony. I'm sure you all were shocked today about what I remember. In my dream, I remembered seeing God before I came to earth. Many people won't believe, but if you have read your Bible, you know who knew and remember he was in the womb. That sort of thing that you will know. It's the truth. You can believe all you want. If you don't believe me, that's fine. I don't care. Because it's all about me. It's not about you. So, speaking of, squirrel. Okay. Speaking of the, what happened, now let's go from the beginning, back in 1964, probably before that actually, to 1984 where I started many weeks ago. I hope you get all the way listening about that. Now let's go back before I was born in 1964. My mom had my sister back in I believe 57. So that's her age now, 67. Yep. And then in 1960, the year 1960, my mom tried 3 times to get pregnant. She had miscarriage 3 times. And fortunately, I was born in 1964. Ooh. Those 3 times there was miscarriage. So, that's why my mom made more special attention to that with me. But also there's the reason. And 1 month pregnant, she had rubella. It was a pandemic. Just like COVID back in the year 2020. This is 1964, 65 epidemic of rubella, known as German measles. A lot of mothers had rubella. And back then they thought, oh, because that you need lactation, you need MMR. Yeah, do that with pregnant women. Yeah. Whoops. It was so stupid to do that because, you see, with the education, it caused the child to become disability. Why right now there's no baby born like that in a large number, like they did back in 64, 65? That's because they've learned their lesson in 1969, 5 years later, that you're not supposed to give mother education while she's pregnant. It shows proof why we all don't need education. I'm anti-vax. They need to change laws to stop that and respect. That was 1 month. And then my mom went to her first doctor, and the doctor said, well, she's going to be born deaf, blind, limbless. Probably, I hate they changed the word now. They're called mentally challenged. But back then they were called mental retarded. That's the way it was back in the 60s, so I'm speaking 1960 language. Then my mom said, no. She went to the next one. The next one said, abort the baby. No. She went to the third one. He said the same thing. Same problem. The second and the first one died. And she said no. She gotta keep her baby. She told all three I'm gonna be fine. Yeah, you're looking at me right now and talking with, you're listening to me. I am fine. And she proved the doctors wrong. Yep, I have my limp. I have my leg too. I'm fine. I'm talking. I have very good speech. I only have one good eye. Yet I'm deaf. They got that right. A lot of deaf children have that. Because they develop. It's related to that and adaptation. You had to be both to make that happen. Then my mom she said she prayed to God to spare me. She's willing to give up everything else, but not one eye. Because being blind is worse than being deaf. You know that? Get blind, it's totally darkness, you can't see, you don't do anything. You just sit alive. Blind people who are hearing really had to depend on their hearing. But the deaf blind, I've seen deaf blind very hard. And my mom did pray to God to spare my brain. Because that's important need for my life. Yeah, it's very true. But some things I'm very disappointed in the way the world is today. Where I am here today. I'll explain that shortly. Or in another video. There'll be commentary after I finish my story. Okay, those two, she asked God to spare. And that's what I know from my dream. I said to God, I don't want to come down to earth. It must be me. I'm supposed to be born in 1960. That the baby miscarried because I didn't want to go. That's 3 times. I said to God 3 times no. That was me. That was me. Yeah, baby do miscarry, but the soul's still up there. What's about to come down? But without it, baby died. Especially the very early pregnancy. The one who have miscarried later, when almost full term or whatever, that just miscarried. That had to do with something else. With some other health issue. So that was 1 month pregnancy. She had to wait the whole 8 months to find out. So I was born in October 1964. Full term. I did ask my father twice. Could have asked my mom. Because people would start talking about, birth. And I said I was just born so tiny. And they said, oh, you must be a preemie baby. No, I'm not a preemie. I know I'm not. And I asked my father twice. He said no. Full 9 months. I was that small. My mom did by the hand. Only my hand. Yep, her hand. I was small. 3.5 pounds. That's too small, too light. To be discharged from the hospital, you have to have 5 pounds or heavier in order to be discharged. That's where I first hated to be late. I'm always late and everything. Why I'm upset, even to this day. I'm still late. You can see one sample. Look at that. I'm late to be discharged from the hospital. That's not until 3 weeks later. All the other babies can go home after one day. If they are 5 pounds or heavier. Most average 6 to 7 pounds. Maybe 8. That's it. Most average. One baby at home with 9 pounds. Ooh, big. Must be one of the parents are big. That can be hereditary that way. But I had to wait 3 weeks. I was in the incubator. The oxygen. I had pneumonia already. I'm not an old man to have that illness. A lot of people die from that. If you're old, senior citizen. No, me, within days after birth. Let me tell you one thing, one positive from that. I remember all these things after I was born. I remember that nurse. I remember looking at the picture my mom had taken. I remember that. I remember everything that went in there. I remember that nurse. I remember the environment, the way everything looked. And I had a talk with my mom one time. She was totally in shock. I told her to poop. I remember it was in that glass. You know, every baby, when they're born, they're in the glass crib. That's like the kind of like the glass container when you want to bake something. Well, it's like that for a baby. That's after I was out of incubator. I remember my mom on my left, my father on my right. I remember my mom had that thick the hair, you know those hair. She had a blue and off-white. Looked dirty-ish white fur coat. All fluffy fur coat. That was the style fur was then, back to 50s, 60s, for a lot of women to wear. My father in that brown suit, he had that thick black rim, glasses on, reclining hair. When my mom heard that, she was in shock. Totally shocked. She remembered that moment. I told my mom that. She couldn't believe I can remember it. Another thing, I didn't cry. Probably almost not. Never cry. She was concerned, worried something's wrong with me. I don't cry. I heard one time a pastor said that the baby cried so much. He's thinning. Baby don't have reasoning, which is not until 6 to 7 years old. So that's not it. He's raw. Baby just babied. I'm sure Jesus Christ, when he was born, he did cry. Oh yeah. Every baby after they were born, that moment, they cry. Because it's coming out of a whole new world. Just so it's like culture shock. Because you've already been in enclave and you're out in the open. Oh, it's colder air to be warm and die. Cold air. You see all the environment moving around. In the womb, you don't see it. You eyes are closed all that time. The whole time. And for the first time, you're breathing on your own. You can't breathe in the womb. The blood brings the oxygen in your navel. So that was different. It's the baby inside. So anyway, finally came home. 3 weeks old. I feel like I'm behind already. I kind of sense that. Baby don't have any good reasoning or remember things, but I'm prematurely on that already. I knew reasoning and I knew maturity. I knew that. I think that's because, like I said, yesterday's video, I remember in my dream that God created me before I came down. Already that it's maturity. My spirit came down. It's the baby in the baby. It's me. That's why I didn't cry and stuff. I was already mature. Someone said to me that like having an old spirit within me. Not really. I don't agree with that. God made everybody unique. It just happened to be mature. That happened like that for the first 7 years of my life. People thought I'm way advanced in maturity. Okay, let's move on to the baby. I did not get to start to walk or talk until 2.5 years of age. I'm behind the dad. Then I gotta keep going. But then I got smart because, like I said, mature. It's a baby. But one time my mom noticed that I'm deaf. So she had me to sit. I wonder what she's doing. I knew that. I remember that. What she's doing? I'm facing this tall pantry cabinet in our kitchen. And the stove is right over this way. The sink, refrigerator. I remember all that. Why am I standing this way? I saw that pot or pan was thrown. I remember that. Why that pot and pan was thrown? I was like, that was just a baby wondering what's going on. Another pot and pan was thrown. I wanted my mom. I was just making some noise. I wasn't crying or screaming or anything like that. Nothing. That's when she discovered that I'm deaf. So then she had to figure out a way to talk with my father, and then would she try to begin with what is called John Tracy Clinic, having her try to teach me how to talk. That didn't do anything to start. I didn't have hearing aid yet. Then I was going to the day I found out about this preschool staff at the then United Cerebral Palsy Clinic on Onondaga Hill in Syracuse, New York. They relocated years later, 1976. But that time, that's where it was. Right next door to the Community General Hospital. Matter of fact, that place is empty now. The hospital wants to use it, but they never did. Anyway, so that's where it was. Then, I think they said you need to have hearing aid and to be able to walk. Really concerned. All the other babies were at my age. You know, at 2 years. Okay. Yeah, I started preschool that young. Many of them don't get to be about 4, right? I don't know. I'm not a parent, so I don't know. But for me, it was 2.5, okay? The reason why she said 2.5, because that's not so. See, I was born in October. She considered sometime when school started. It's half year. So I remember have to get a hearing aid fitted. Then I can hear. Yeah. Wow. I was like that. Then they try to walk. So I try to walk. I gotta listen. So I now figured out baby needs to listen to parent verbally to be able to walk. And about get the ears are an important tool for you to walk. My opinion, please, this is my disclaimer throughout the whole series. My opinion, or my observation. Then I remember finally was able to have hearing aids and be able to walk. Then my mom sent me to, my parents sent me to that school. And that's where I first learned how to talk. There. That's the point, my mom. My parents always want to hear the first word. Usually parents want to hear it first, not anybody else. If I want to have a baby someday, I want to hear it first, not some teacher. Oh, me and my wife. Alright, then, I remember all the faces. Okay. We had preschool after graduation in 1969. We made our own mortarboard and string, got things like that. The board, make it all cardboard, construction paper, cheap, yeah. Then I was wondering where I was gonna go. But before I went on, when I was 3.5, that's only a year later. That'd be 1967, 68. And I remember watching my father reading the newspaper. You guys remember newspapers back then? Now, almost no newspaper. They're online. So I was reading the newspaper. That's how I picked up all those English language. And then my mom had me test They could not believe how smart I am. 142 IQ. I wish it was more. I would have been a member of Master. I'll tell you that I tried it down. In the year 2000, I'm 148. I went up. I'm 2 points shy to join Master. Get somebody invited me to be taught. They said come back in 2 years. I never did. And I'm running out of time. So, that was like being a baby. Then my mom, my father tried to figure out where I can go for another school. Because I could talk very well, they thought I should go to Clark out in Boston. I was like, wow. They have a lot of buildings for different different courses. And one for the cafeteria and one for the dormitory. It'll be a little tough in winter time, got to cross the street and everything like that. It's a kid, Because you gotta remember that they were built back in 1800. People didn't think about having all on one big block. Anyway, I remember went in and I remember looking around. Wow, it's big, nice, old school. They put me in the classroom. All the kids say, hi. I remember that. Vividly. Hi. I remember that. I remember hearing the word hi. Both boy and girl. So friendly. I think the teacher told them, tell Mark hi. Hi, Mark. No, say hi. Had observation. The guy interview. You think I wouldn't pay attention? I was just amazed looking at things. That's me. I like to look at things and not pay attention, but I understand. That's the way I was when I was younger. They said, okay, wait a minute. Do you understand what I said? Yes, I do. What did I say? And I said exactly what he said. Are you hearing? Remember that. You gotta make sure I have hearing aid. The thing. Back then, when my first hearing aid was in the ear with a box. A lot of kids did that back then. Back in the 60s. Behind the ear became more common in the late 70s. And when I started having that in 1977 till now. I don't know how many generations I just got this one this year. It's still not perfect. Anyway, so because they thought I'm not going to pay attention well. We're not fit. But second of all, it's far. From Circa, New York to Boston. It's 8 hours plus. Because you got to go all the way up north a little bit to Boston. To Clark School for the Deaf. I think it was a really good school. It would have been perfect for me. It is hard of hearing. All talk. No need signs. But another thing you have to remember back then, sign language was forbidden until 1967. Forbidden. You can't sign. It was done a recommendation from Alexander Graham Bell that all the deaf children need to learn how to talk. To be successful in hearing well. Deaf people will disagree with me. They think no. That's true, some deaf people cannot talk very well. I understand that. But this is hearing well. You need to adjust. You need to stop to talk. But, I'm thinking, but, the hearing needs to learn how to sign. Work both ways. They didn't say that out there. I said it. You need both. The deaf needs to learn how to talk. The hearing needs to know how to sign. Oh, they're only taking one picture. You're not seeing the whole picture. That's why I don't agree with the deaf. And I don't agree with the hearing. That they believe in Alexander Graham Bell's recommendation. No. You need both ways. And because the car. So, my mom said, we need to play closer. Then check out Rome School for the Deaf. I remember the old Gallagher Hall at 1800 building. Yeah. With the round. That's for the stairs, I think. 3-story high building. Old fashioned. I was told the dormitory down the basement. And there's other buildings on the same block. Those are other classrooms that they have rule. They are like 4 main classroom in administration part of the campus, plus one for the superintendent's house. That was 1969. I remember that. Before they changed everything. And I remember they said at that time they're going to tear down, build a whole new campus. So it's a little complicated with that. For my coming in, with all that translation, will not work. Then my mom check it out. Because I can talk very well. I'm like hearing. I'm a hearing person in the deaf body. The mainland kindergarten school, all hearing kids. I remember we visited one day, and they were talking about gonna go on a farm trip. I asked Mom, I want to go. So the next day we did. Not next day, but the next time. We went to this farm. I asked my mom where it's at. Showed me where. It's very close to where Immaculate Conception Church in Fairfield. Right off of Salt Spring Road. It's right there. It's pretty hideous. You can't see because all trees there. But we were there. There's all snow out there. I'll never forget that. So cold. Then I remember that was the first time ever a girl my age would sit next to me. She's cute, red hair. She was on my good side. I have good eyes. I'm blind. I don't like anybody sitting over that side. I have to really turn my head so much. That's what. So I have to ride it. This side is easy for me. You can see that. I can see over that side. Good. This, you can see? Okay. I clenched my pants, the snow bib. That you did that. That was the very beginning. The very beginning I discovered females. That shook me. I never thought that. I knew that the female, but I never thought. Until she did that, I could feel her. To be honest, I never saw her again. Maybe I have, but I don't know who she is. But I got a feeling she could have been my neighbor. I'm not sure. Her name was Sarah. Kitty corner from us that way. The house we live right here at the street that way. The Cumbert, the Murray, the Bliss, the Honeyman. They all have girls. All girls. House over there, next one over there, and next door, the boys. But all girls. Ooh. That young age, I was woo. Wow, I started to realize they're all women, female. Yeah. That's what it was like that in the late 60s, early 70s, that they're discovering them. That red hat, it's gotta be that one. Sarah Kemper. I'm sorry I had to say the full name because I wanted to look for her. Say hi. She used to live out in Limestone in Maryland. If you know who I'm talking about, please say hi. Type down there. The Murray, yeah, Jennifer, yeah, but I really like Barbara Blitt, yeah. And I know next door up there with Debbie. I saw her at teen, because after she and her family moved. That's because the parents had divorced. She moved to Pennsylvania, I think. Yeah, Pennsylvania. Every blue moon they would visit Mom. Because we're good friends with her. So that's what I know. The Blitz, it's a little harder to know where they went. I think they went to Connecticut. The last I know about the Murray, Florida. Kimber, I asked my mom years later, she thinks they went to Chicago. Not sure. We don't know. But that guy next door, mother, yeah, of course, both parents there, but I think one, died pretty young. But leaving the Willow and her son. She's the last one in the neighborhood to sell the house about 10 years ago. 10 years ago. Lived there for a long time, since the 60s, the 70, 80, 90. Oh, 50 years they've lived in that house. So that looked like that neighborhood back then. We even had a parade, but that's right out in the country suburb of Maryland. Oh, I got something really interesting for you guys. Right in the backyard, we used to live like 2 acres. I think my mom said 2 acres. But I think it was a little bigger. I saw online. But the property size, I think like 2.5, maybe 3. I can't remember. There's a waterfall behind. Yep, right in the backyard. If you walk right up the corner of the backyard, you gotta really look over. It's a little difficult to see because the tree. You don't see the waterfall. It's practically our next door neighbor. That way. If I'm looking towards the street, right over that way, the fall that way, but kind of like this way. That's what it was. Suburban Park. You take 2-minute trip around the block, going up the street, uphill, turn. 3-time turn left. 1, 2, 3. Yep. Then you're on 92. That's the Bourbon Park. The Bourbon Park was the trolley park that opened very late 1800, maybe 1890. It closed in 1973, losing money. The rides were all. And because of the everybody gets better cars today in aircraft, so a lot of people prefer to go to a regional amusement park or a theme park like Disney. Disney was already open in California in 55, 73 at 72, 72 I think. Down in, was that 71? I don't remember. Down in Orlando. So that's how I remember what the 60s were like. The next time I'm going to talk about 1970s. Yeah, the 70s with the hippies and everything. Let me end with the 1969. Yeah, I remember the man to the moon. That July 69. I saw on TV. Wow. What they're doing? I asked my father that. They're up in the moon. I don't know anything about the moon. All the moon's up the next guy. Ah. Wow. I didn't know they had that technology like that already. No, that was the first ever. And not too far from us, it's Woodstock. So July was the banner month for that banner year in mankind. And we first reached the moon, Woodstock, in the height of the Vietnam War and the hippies and the protesters. After a few dark years with Kennedy assassination, Martin Luther King assassination, Malcolm X, I don't know what his real name was. All three were assassinated. Back then they didn't have very good security. Now it's very tough. So 69 and a better note. So, see you next time. Kappa.